evening, good evening. I can't do it as fast as Mr. Thomas, but I'll get there one day. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's call. And thank you so much for being on with us. We have a treat for everyone today. So I want everyone to grab their notebooks, like right now, and grab your pens right after you grab your notebook. Good job, Akiko. She has it. Welcome, Miss Akiko, Mr. Daryl, Miss Sherry, Miss Marcia, Miss Latasha, Mr. Dave, Mr. Harrison, Miss Joyce Brewer. You have your lipstick on, Taylor. Let me check. Yes, you do. Beautiful. And we have Mr. Payon. We got Miss Castro and Mr. Al Thomas. I got to give him a shout out. And our special guest speaker for tonight. So everybody knows him and we all love him. Everybody might not know him because he's always in the background. He's the man behind the scenes. He's our grounds crew. He's our air traffic controller. And this gentleman, if you have not gotten to work with him yet, when you do, you will understand what an amazing leader he is. He's always there to help people. He's always there to teach you something, even if you do not financially benefit from each other. And that's what I love about him, because that's the relationship that we have. Through ACN, we've grown into being we're almost best friend level. If I can say, he's smiling. Okay, we're almost best friend level. And coming into this business, that's what I loved, is meeting people like him that do so many things outside of ACN and bring that work ethic into this business. And he's almost regional director. So can't wait to celebrate him for that. So please help me welcome my almost best friend, Mr. Jabri Clemens. Take it away.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. Like she said, my name's Jabri Clemens, but first and foremost, to get an introduction like that, it is extremely, I'm extremely grateful for. But what a lot of you don't realize, what I had to go through to get that. Not only do I had to use my PayPal and Cash App, I had to call Mr. Thomas to beg him to call Miss Natasha and see what she will open up for me. Is that not something? But that's how your friends do you. We all know that, right? We can agree. But yes, so like she said, my name is Jabri Clemens. You know, I'm totally going to be transparent tonight. So yes, that really did happen. Mr. Thomas did make that phone call. But tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects. And let me get the slides up. And this subject, we've seen it before, but I want to touch on it tonight just because it tends to get overlooked a lot. And it's none other than merchant processing and Spear. And we'll get right into the information just so we can do it. I'm going to give you a quick guideline of what we're going to do. We're going to go through some slides, and at the end of everything, we'll do Q&A. And so if you have questions, write them down. And at the end of the presentation, we'll go through them one by one. Is that fair with everyone? Awesome. So Spear, what are we, or who are we? Award-winning, established in 2017, industry-leading tech and solutions, and we have markets in the US and Canada. You can see a lot of the offices in the states right there, including the great state of Tennessee, where myself and Mr. Ransom reside. And the best thing about this, in addition to like ACN having an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, so does Spear. So it lets you know the quality of services and providers that we partner with. Now, Spear, you know, with growth comes change. Anovia was the original company, but Spear acquired them in 2017. And through that, there's now over 125 years of industry experience. That lets you know that we are the best of the best. We have everything you need, the resources to help you succeed, and they're constantly growing and improving just like ACN is. And there's always new technology and integration experts on board. Now, the opportunity. This is why I really focus on this service. There's over 11 million merchants just in the US alone. And we're going to go into detail on some of those here in a few. Now, the important thing about that, out of those 11 million, 3 million make a buying decision each year. That means they're looking for a new provider every single year. And I guarantee a lot of you are doing business with people that should be doing business with you. And I'm going to touch on that in a few too. So you think about it. Out of those 3 million, you're looking at new businesses that open up in your area, existing businesses looking to accept credit cards. In addition to that, businesses just looking to switch processing providers. Excuse me, had a waiting room popped up. Sorry about that. Who should I target? Now, what we like to tell people, you want to focus on the local small and medium-sized businesses. Try to avoid dealing with the large businesses and franchises. And it's not that Spirit can't handle it. It's just the fact that us IBOs can't reach the decision maker in those businesses. It's not like you can go to the head of the hotel chain to get them to make the decision to do all that. And a prime example, I have several friends, and a lot of us probably do too, that own several hotels, but they're franchises. And those franchises are locked in with particular companies. So we're not able to get them in unless you speak to, the higher ups, and it's hard to reach those individuals. So you want to focus on people that are local, small, medium-sized businesses. And with that being said, there are a lot of those, and a lot of those are very lucrative. Now, look at this slide right here. Restaurants, salons, automotive, medical. These are the ones that you want to focus on. I'm going to give you some prime examples of all of these, and these are all personal to me. So you look at restaurants, whether you go for your favorite diner or going on a date night, whatever it may be. I'm going to give you a prime example. I had a friend of mine that I knew was about to open up a restaurant in my town. And so I had a conversation with him going through the script, just like you would anything else. And so we were able to get his restaurant in my business. So every month, I get that residual on that. And in addition to that, I also help him promote his business. So I don't know if you've seen, anytime there's been like the Super Bowls going on in the last few years, I would always run a special on social media. I would make a flyer and everything to promote the Super Bowl party. And I would run it as like any new customer of any service that we offer, I would furnish their Super Bowl party. Now, the key to that is I furnished it with the restaurant that was already doing merchant service through me. So it's like, in addition to getting all those orders, I paid for it with my own credit card. I got new services, and it was just like funneling the money. Like, we've always heard it, money doesn't disappear, it just keeps rotating. So I make sure that when I spend money, my money is working for me. So that's how it is with the restaurants. And I have several other restaurants as well, in addition to the one that my friend owned. And then salons. Everyone on here probably has whether you're going to get your hair done, nail done, people like Mr. Thomas and myself, you know what? We got this slick. You see how it's shining? You see the light hitting it? We can do that part at home. But the nails, things like that, y'all may go out to do that, and that's perfectly fine. But just understand that they accept a debit or credit card. I personally don't go out for it, but guess what? I do have a business in my town that does that. This is a one-stop shop. It's a massage place. They do hair, nails. They do the works. And you know who gets paid on it every single month? Myself. From doing something one time, and that account has probably been in business over 5-6 years now. So, you just think about things like that, wherever you spend your money. And I go into that in just a second. Automotive. Does everyone on this call have any form of transportation? We do. I see a few people shaking heads. Have you ever thought about asking the mechanic that owns the shop or even the dealership if they would be a customer? If you haven't, you should. Wherever I take my cars, I have 3 different brands of vehicles, and they all go to 3 different types of shops. But guess what? I got their merchants. In addition to that, one of mine is a Chevy, have a Silverado. And a few years back, I had talked to the owner of the place. I messaged him on LinkedIn. So if anyone doesn't have a LinkedIn, that's another tool for business owners. A lot of them are on LinkedIn. So I had sent him a message, and I stated in the message, hey, how you doing? I've been a long time customer of yours, and I figured that you may be interested in saving on your bottom dollar. Would you be interested? And he said, absolutely. What do I need to do? And he sent me the merchant just like that. And when I got his, you know how much that one shop was doing? And I never thought that a big car dealership, because this gentleman owns 3, I never thought that they did that much on credit cards, because me personally, if I didn't pay for my car with cash, you know, I didn't get it. So I never thought that there would be people that would use a credit card to buy cars. But what I realized is that shop, since they have a service department also, that shop did over $1 million a month in credit cards. Are you understanding me? That's one business, one service. You got me? Okay, we're gonna move on to the next, because I don't think y'all are understanding these numbers on this. Medical. Everyone in here, have you ever been to the dentist or the doctor? I've switched mine quite a bit because some of them don't want to support. So you know what? You can look in the phone book or on the internet and find another one in your local area. Build a relationship and then hit them with the same script. So I have a friend of mine who's also in network marketing, not in our industry, and I reached out to her about getting on one of the calls. She got on the call, piqued her. It wasn't for her, but what she said was, she was like, hey, maybe I could check with my doctor and see if they would be interested in the credit card processing. I said, absolutely. So she doesn't even live in the same state that I'm in, but they have a big facility in Alabama that I get paid on every single month. And I don't even know the owner, but I knew someone that worked there that got the owner's information for me. So that's the power of a referral. So what I want everyone to do while we're on this slide, just take a second and think about where you spend your money every single month, because this is how I got to 100 points years ago. I was actually looking at my back office earlier, and I think in I can't even remember the year, but like years, I had 100 points before people were doing 100 points. And so, and I was looking, I was like, man, it was all because of things like this. I looked at where I was spending my money, and I made sure I spent my money with people that supported me. And that's the power we have with our money, because we all work hard for it, which means you're not obligated to spend your money at a business that doesn't support you. So that's what I would, if there's any takeaway from tonight, just understand that you have the power of who you do business with. And if they don't want to do business with you, it's not personal, it's just business. Find another business that will do business with you, whether it be your favorite beautician, wherever you taking your car, your doctor, or your dentist, whatever it may be. And another example, and Natasha may understand this one, her and I both have pets. I have a lot of them, but guess what? Each of my pets have a designated vet that they go to. And it was all because over 10 plus years ago, I was dealing with one vet all my life. And then when we started offering this service, I was like, you know, they have to do business with me since I've been giving them money since I was like a teenager. And I know I still look like a teenager, but I'm not anymore. But that's how long I've been doing business with these people. And when I presented the opportunity to them, you know, it kind of hurt my feeling because they gave me the runarounds for over a year. And then I finally had to man up and be like, you know what? I can take my pets somewhere else. So because one vet told me no, that opened up 3 vets now that told me yes. So each of my pups go to different vets, and I have several, but they all get paid on it. Even one of mine is an international fertility clinic for pets. Yes, international. I was telling Ms. Thomas about this earlier this year when we got that one in. An international fertility clinic for vets. I get paid on it every single month. It's pretty powerful. I enjoy it. So I hope you all really take heed to that. Pay attention to where you're spending your money, because where you're spending your money could actually get you more customers if you do it right. And then the solutions that Spear offer, I mean, everything, whether they want to go wireless, the iPad systems. Spear has everything. They're always up on technology, so it's pretty amazing. And what I would do right now if I was you, just take a picture of this screen, screenshot it, whatever it may be. These are some of the scripts that'll make it easy for you to get those clients. You know, I work with an amazing, knowledgeable account executive at Spear. If we're able to reduce your processing costs, would you be open to making a change? Real simple. You don't have to understand the rates or do anything. All you need to do is let them know that your personal account executive will reach out to them and contact them with all the details. That's all I do. It's real simple. I take the pressure off of me, put it on the company, because that's what we're paying $25 a month for in business support. You got to utilize what you have. Otherwise, it's just a waste. So take a picture of that right there, and then we'll get right back to it. Now, the next thing, sharing our biggest strength, you know, as a business professional, they value your judgment, recommendation. And last but not least, trust built through rapport and ongoing relationship. Every service that I have, especially with the merchants, I personally spent money with them to get them on. My very first merchant a few years back was a corner market in Nashville, Tennessee, in downtown area. Now, I don't smoke or drink, so when I went in there, it was like, okay, I want to see how this works. So I would go in there and I would buy a pack of gum or a $1 lottery ticket, just something just to build a relationship with this guy. And I did this over a span of several months until he was able to, you know, we had the trust. And once we got the trust, you know, a dead giveaway with merchants, if you go into any business and they have a sign up where you have to spend a minimum fee, a minimum amount, or they're going to charge you an additional fee, that lets you know that they're paying an outrageous rate. So that's a flag. Now, I'm giving y'all a tip, so I hope you use that. But if not, if you see something like that and you're scared to approach them, just give me a call. You have my personal number already. I don't mind. But yes, once you have that rapport, I mean, it makes it that much easier. And like I said, over time, you know, I went to him. I'm like, hey, I see you got that up. Would you be interested in a free review? I can have my account executive give you a call and they'll go through all the details. And he said, absolutely. Because there's no obligation, a free review. It doesn't cost them anything. That's amazing. You can't beat that. In addition to the fact that we guarantee savings, which we'll get to here in a few. So here are some of the key selling points. The price, you can use the consultative approach, transparent and competitive pricing. Whether they're looking, you know, the latest and greatest products, we have it, the service, or the company itself. So it's a lot of selling points that we offer. But most importantly, like I just mentioned, the meet or beat opportunity. Right now, if you were to submit a lead, and a qualified lead, meaning that it does have at least one of the last 3 months of the merchant statements, and we cannot beat their rate, Spear is going to send them a $250 gift card and you. Now, if you really want to be creative with it, you can give them the whole 500. Be like, look, if we can't meet or beat your rate, we'll give you 500. I've never had that happen where they couldn't beat a rate. Never. And I mean, we've had some close ones, but there's never been one where they couldn't beat it. Now, in addition to this right here, another promotion that they're running for this month, and they just released it, every merchant that you submit and gets on board this month, you get a $50 gift card in addition to his 6 points instead of the normal 3 points. That's amazing. So and that's for US and Canada. Additionally, like I said, it is 3 points, but you know, you get paid for the life of the customer with this service, which is amazing. And then you can write this number down and take a picture. If you have dedicated account executives to assist you with the customer acquisition. So you can do that. Take a picture of that. It's real simple how Spear works. Amazing service that I love it. Now, how submitting the lead works, you know, you do it through your personal website. Always click explore your options, send us a lead, fill out the information as much as possible, And it's basically just the name, contact number, email, best time to call, and then attach a recent credit card processing statement. It has to be one within the last 3 months. And then why we ask for the statements, it speeds up the sales process because they're going to need it anyway to get the side-by-side comparison. And that's how you get the custom proposal, best pricing, and maximize or maximum savings. And it's a faster approval process. Now, what to expect after you submit the lead. The leads are generally processed within 1 business day. I've had some that were done the same day, depending on the time of day. Or if you have a particular rep that you deal with, a lot of times I can call them personally and let them know, hey, I have a lead I'm about to submit. Can you reach out to them now? So a lot of times they're able to do that. And just like, you know, ACN, Spirit does all the heavy lifting, as Mr. Al Thomas always says. We just do the little things, and that's just submitting the lead. If the application is approved, it can be done within 1 business day, and then it'll be activated within 3 business days. So it's pretty amazing. But with that being said, that is the end of the information piece on this. So what we'll do right now, for anyone, if you do have questions, I'll go ahead and open it up so that you can feel free to unmute and ask any questions.
Sir, Al Thomas, I just, hello, sir, Al Thomas.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I just want to say 10 different vets, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you still look young. I love it.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like also the idea that all the times you've done it for the last several years, you had every one of them we could beat. So that's very important, that we beat everyone. And I love that because I hope people caught what you just said there. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for a great presentation. Also timely information on how to build and go after clients. So thank you so much for that.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clemens, this is Joyce Brewer. Do you think that food trucks, I don't know for a fact that they do or don't use credit card swipers, but do you think that that's worth investigating? I mean,
Absolutely. I do have one food truck. Most of them use Square Network, but definitely use that. And I have another friend of mine who's starting one, I believe, in January, and we've already worked out things to get his merchant as well. So yeah, that's a great source right there. All right, any other questions? If not, what we'll do at this point, I'll turn it back over to, you got one more? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought about it when I was looking at my paper. You were talking about automotive dealerships. Now, my car is through Nissan. So wouldn't that be considered a large company that they, wouldn't be interested in something like this?
Yeah, they're typically not franchises, so you can get those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got the Chevy dealership, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. All right, if there are no other questions, I'll turn it back over to my best friend, little sister, top producing regional director with a business expanding over 4 countries, Miss Natasha Ishmael. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clement. Can we all give him a virtual round of applause for doing such a phenomenal job on that trade? And I want you guys to see what he did there. He ended it on, yeah, because I got the Chevy dealership. Like it was no big deal. A Chevy dealership. Every time somebody buys a Silverado, my best friend gets paid. So I just want everybody to catch that. But a couple of things that he said, I'm going to regurgitate for everyone. So look, the meet or beat, $250 for you and for that person. Say, look, I'll put my money where my mouth is. Just try it out. You have nothing to lose, but you have $250 to gain. Do you see that? $250, and then $50 and 6 points per sphere this month in October. And then he said he went to a store, spent $1 to buy a pack of gum. He doesn't even chew gum that much, and I know that, but he just went there to buy it anyway, to build a relationship with the store owner. And something Mr. Thomas said the other day really hit me. He said, a majority of your business you do is with strangers. And that's so true. But you can turn those strangers into friends and then make them a customer. Help them, you get help too. This was amazing, Mr. Clemens. I want to thank you for doing such an amazing training, such an amazing job. And tomorrow morning, Monday, October 5th, we will have Regional Vice President, Mrs. Jocelyn Driscoll for Magical Mondays. Do not miss it. The meeting will be logged sharp at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would take a picture of this screen right here because this month is going to be fire. It already has been last month, this month. I can't even wait for all the other calls, but make sure you're on the call tomorrow morning. We'll see you all there, and let's get to work. Thank you again, Mr. Clemens. Virtual clap. Woohoo! We'll see you at the top, or we'll see you over the top tomorrow morning.